Oh, yes, but the word should be out there that our COVID numbers are very good and continuing to head downward. In January, we plan for what we would call a full return to normalcy, whatever that means in today's world. But we're planning to have everybody back as close to normal as we possibly can starting in January if everything continues to go according to how it's going right now. We continue to provide COVID testing and vaccines on our campus for all of our students and faculty and staff. And so it's been remarkable to watch how this has played out on this campus. We've had faculty, staff, and students follow the protocols very well. And so we're very pleased with where we are in relation to our return to normalcy. We even had our annual cardboard boat race out on the water at homecoming, and we had our family reunion that we delayed in the beginning. We were going to have a family reunion kind of style welcome back for all of our students on the waterfront, and we delayed it because of COVID and gave it a little more time. Well, we did hold that right along the same time as we did the cardboard boat races. So it's nice to have all these students back with us on the campus. Also, this past weekend, we held an open house, and it was a live here on the campus open house for potential students, for students interested in coming to this campus. We had a record all-time high turnout of students and family members for that open house. It was wonderful to see the turnout of individuals who came here. And just to give you a few numbers, because we're all fascinated with numbers, but I do want to give you a few numbers related to forthcoming enrollment projections for next year. And this is early, very early, but some of the signs you just need to know. Summer, well, let's start with spring. This coming spring, our applications are up 55% over last spring. This coming summer, fall, FTIC, first time in college, student applications are up in the summer, for summer, 33% above last summer already. And applications for next fall are up 59% over last fall. And those are the application numbers. And the beautiful thing about this, these applications are first choice applications, which means when students apply to come to the University of South Florida, they indicate which of the three campuses would be their first, second, or third choice. These are all first choice students. These are all first choice application students, which is absolutely good news to see those numbers. So we have none of those numbers represent students that would have this campus as a second or third choice. So let me give you a few updates. The first one, which is really exciting that I want to spend a little bit of time on, is a major move to pursue creation of a USF of the St. Pete campus. The first cluster, the environmental, oceanographic, sustainability cluster, which means we would start connecting programs across this campus to that cluster. The other four clusters are also very important, and they're there, and we'll be drawing from those clusters programs, academic programs that can tie in to this first cluster. But this first cluster is an $80 million request for funding that we are pursuing, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. That cluster, the Center of Excellence, is not a new college. It is a Center of Excellence, which is a broad, thematic, interdisciplinary approach to tying in academic programming, activities, and opportunities for students, faculty, and staff to focus on the theme of oceanographic, environmental sciences, sustainability, which we're known for. It's important to where we're situated here. And pursuit of that will generate new opportunities to bring baccalaureate, master's, and PhD programs to this campus related to that theme. We're also saying that this is not just a center for St. Petersburg. We need to be very clear. This is a center of excellence that is important not only to St. Petersburg because we live on the water and we're a coastal community, but to the entire Tampa Bay region and to the entire state of Florida, and in reality, to the entire country, to the entire world, because we're dealing with environmental, sea level rise, sustainability kinds of needs that are worldwide. And this will be a center of excellence where anybody who is interested in solving those problems and coming up with ways to mitigate those issues that we have to face as a human population will come here, study here, research here, and become part of a world-class center of excellence in that area. It is the #1 Pico project. Pico means Public Education Capital Outlay. So within the Center of Excellence, there is a facility, and that facility is an $80 million request to our state legislators to provide a new place to house this Center of Excellence and the affiliated programming that goes with that center. So we're asking the Florida legislature for $30 million this year, $30 million in year 2, and $20 million from and USF funds to come up with $20 million in matching money so that we can have this $80 million facility. The facility will be this. It will demolish the northwest wing of the 83-year-old Marine Science Complex on this campus. It will replace that wing with a 4-story addition. And it will remodel the remainder of the Marine Science Complex, and it will accommodate new research labs, teaching labs, classrooms for graduate and undergraduate programming underneath that theme of environmental sciences, coastal, and sustainability. And it will be multiple colleges that will be participating. It won't be just one college. It will be the College of Marine Sciences, the College of Arts and Sciences, and the College of Engineering is also going to participate in bringing new programming here that match up underneath that Center of Excellence. The Florida Flood Hub, which Representative and Speaker of the House Chris Sprowls has already made a priority, will be housed here. And the Florida Flood Hub, being that priority from Speaker Sprowls, will establish a home base of expertise in coastal resiliency that serves the entire state of Florida with scalable impact for coastal communities nationwide. So what we do here will be replicable throughout the country. It'll generate research on the effects of sea level rise, high tide flooding events, and in formats that data will be collected and put in formats that is accessible to policymakers and legislators who need to pass legislation to deal with all of the issues related to sea level rise, coastal flooding, and high tide flooding events and all those things that we're concerned about. It will also, the Flood Hub will contain a new data visualization center because you can't collect all of that data without putting it into a format that people can understand. Because as scientists, scientists talk to scientists and scientists write for scientists and scientists do research that then has to be translatable into a format and into language that everybody else can understand. That's what this Flood Hub will provide. And it will help us be able to forecast flooding hazards and assess the economic impact of those climate-related events on the economy of the Tampa Bay region, the state of Florida, and the nation as a whole. Now, we've spoken a lot with Representative Sprowls, Speaker Sprowls, and other legislative members of the Pinellas delegation. They're all familiar with this being the top priority for USF this year. And going forward, it is a priority that we want to see come into reality. We want to see it here. This needs to be the national location for that Center of Excellence because that's what we're all about. And it is a game changer, like I said. So I can't understress, I have to stress the importance of the $20 million that we need to pursue in order to get the $80 million request fully funded so the center can come to life over the next 2 or 3 year time period and become this make this place the location worldwide for anyone who wants to come here and participate in that effort to address the critical climate issues that we all face, including how it impacts human health and the economics that we all struggle to live with in a world where insurance rates are rising. 38% of our county has been declared a high-risk flood hazard zone. The Tampa Bay region is the #1 at-risk area for hurricane destruction. If you've read the Tampa Bay Times about a year ago, there was an article about that. We're in a high-risk area. So this is important not only to us, but to the entire Tampa Bay region. So we need people to step up across this region. Tampa, all the way up to Tarpon Springs and beyond, all the way down to Bradenton, all the way down to Sarasota. And in St. Petersburg, we need organizations, we need people, we need support letters sent to our legislators saying this is important to Florida, this is important to the world, and it needs to be housed here. We need those letters of support from the organizations all around the Tampa Bay region to support this request going forward. So if you need more information, if you need a template for an organization you belong to, we have the wording. We can get you that template. We can get you more information. We have a 2-page document that basically summarizes that Center of Excellence and the Pico request for the new facility. So just get in touch and we'll let you know. Now, a few more things that are going on this campus that are really exciting stuff. This is crazy making time here. There's so many things going on and it's fun. It's good stuff. It's fun. Crazy making fun. We have new arts programming because we have a dean in the College of Arts who is over here on our campus quite often. He has interacted and connected with people in the community to a great extent in the arts community here in St. Petersburg. And we are working with him to bring new opportunities in the arts to the residents of this community and to our students. We have a new arts industry course offered on this campus for our students right now. We have a new graduate course in architecture being offered in St. Petersburg right now. And we continue, you'll hear more about different kinds of things coming in the arts community to support that cluster. Remember, there were 5 academic clusters, and one of those clusters is in the arts. We also have a new hospitality management program that's going to be offered on this campus starting in the fall. That is a hospitality management program that's been offered in the Sarasota, on the Sarasota Manatee campus, but that is now, because of one USF and consolidation, we don't have to wait 2 years like we used to wait to get a new major and get it approved and get it through the approval process to bring here. We're working with the Sarasota Manatee campus to bring that program here and bringing it also to the Tampa campus starting in the fall. And if you know anything about hospitality management, it is absolutely a high demand major in this region because of all of the hospitality industry support that we have and tourism support here. And it is a management program. It's to absolutely prepare students to go out and be leaders in that industry. We also have this fall a 50% increase in the number of honor students in the Judy Ginschaft Honors College on this campus, which is a huge increase. Almost 40% of those students are not from Florida. They come from 17 different states, including 3 international students. And that's the first time we've had honors students on this campus from other countries. We're excited about that, and we expect that to continue to grow. We also have 5 National Merit Scholars on this campus, the first time in the history of this campus. We've had 0 National Merit Scholars on this campus until this year. We have 5 on this campus this year, and I meet with them and talk with them periodically, and they're doing extremely well, and they just tell me it's the best decision ever that they made to come to this campus. And they have a lot of options, folks. National Merit Scholar students are students in the top 1% of the graduating high school classes across this nation, and they get cherry-picked all over the country by top institutions. We have 5 of those students on this campus this fall. The USF College of Nursing is expanding. We have had 30 seats in an accelerated nursing program on this campus for the past 2 years, 30 in the fall, brought in as a new cohort. We're going to 50. So starting in the fall, of next year, we'll have 50 nursing students in that fall cohort in the accelerated nursing program. As you know, there is a critical nursing shortage, and we will continue to address that. We're in conversations with other institutions about collaborating on creating a center for nursing, which Senator Brandes feels is extremely important to this region, that we do that and house it in St. Petersburg here, where we have a huge medical community and a need. And so we are initiating early conversations about that as well. Also, Osprey Suites, the new residence hall that opened when COVID hit, is full. So during COVID time, where we were restricted, highly restricted and very careful, it was not full in its first year. Now it's full. So Osprey Suites is fully occupied. Our 3 residential halls are almost full this year. We anticipate they will be full next year as we return to, quote, normalcy. We've also entered into an innovative multi-year partnership with Tampa Bay Wave to launch the Fintech Accelerator, with the first cohort to be selected and start in 2022, the first cohort of students that will participate in that accelerator. The accelerator is designed to assist high potential, high growth startups in fintech, which is financial technology, in that industry by providing mentoring, pitch coaching, and investment training for students and individuals who participate in that industry. The overall goal is to transition startups to being sustainable, scalable, profitable businesses, and that is housed in the Kate Tiedemann School of Business and Finance on this campus. And that school, the Kate Tiedemann School of Business and Finance, is going to be the hub in this region for excellence in the fintech industry. There'll be more news about that coming as we get closer to the end of the semester, so watch for that news. It's huge. It's a huge deal, folks. The Center of Excellence, absolutely a big deal. This is also a big deal. Last week, we had a signing ceremony for the first cohort of students who entered the Call Me Mr. program. And it is an innovative program in partnership with the Pinellas County Schools to recruit men of color into teaching. And those individuals who are brought into the Call Me Mr. program will receive ongoing guidance, mentoring, and some assistance to help them complete their educational program so they can go into the classroom and teach. And if you have looked at the data, it is significant that I think only 8% of the teachers in this country are men, and much less percent of that in the elementary schools, much less percentage of that 8% are men of color. That if students of color have a teacher of color at least once during their elementary education experience, the odds that they will graduate successfully from high school improve by 38% just by having one teacher of color during their elementary ed experience. We're excited about that. And these students who go into the Call Me Mr. program sign an agreement to work in schools in the Pinellas County District that are high need urban or low income elementary schools. And so they have a job for them waiting if they successfully complete the program here in those schools where there's high need. I want to give you an update on the USF Pearls program as well. If you don't know, the USF Pearls program is an initiative that was put in place to assist students who come out of the foster care system. It is a very distinctively unique program. It's only offered in a couple of places in the country. This is one of those places. It's also being offered now, started here, originated here, and is going to be offered on the Tampa campus. Nationally, high school students who enter college coming out of the foster care system, completing a 4-year degree, less than 2% of those students complete a 4-year degree. The Pearls program is designed to dramatically increase the percentage of students coming out of foster care who will be able to complete their degree program. And so those students are provided ongoing mentoring, ongoing coaching, and ongoing assistance throughout their college experience to help improve that number. Over 194 students are already engaged in the USF Pearls program here and on the Tampa campus. And it has a special place in my heart because we were foster parents. As my children were growing up, we always had foster students, foster care students, foster care children live with us as we went through that time period where my children were growing up. Already, for example, in that USF Pearls program, we've provided emergency housing to students who are homeless. We've provided help for students to obtain some, believe it or not, just get a social security number so they can apply for a FAFSA and submit that form to get financial assistance to go to college. Those kind of things that students coming out of foster care really don't even have or don't have access to or help with. Also, the Supportable Pantry. If you know about the pantry, we started that pantry about 3 or 4 years ago on this campus. It provides food, assistance, and other kinds of necessities for students on this campus. Over 5,200 pounds of food has been given to students over the course of the pandemic, which it was really a high need time. Over 400 pounds of dry and wet cat and dog food also have been distributed out of that Supportable Pantry. We have a food drive going on right now to restock that pantry, and we, of course, welcome those of you who wish to contribute and help restock and keep that pantry afloat. It's a critical piece of what we offer students on this campus. So we launched the food drive, and we'd love to see that food drive result in a restocking of the pantry. We also just finalized an agreement with Feeding America that will be providing fresh fruits and vegetables to the pantry as well. So it's not just canned goods and other kinds of packaged materials. We'll also have fresh fruits and vegetables available for students. Also, I'm just keeping going on this stuff. I tell you, this is just the tip of the iceberg, but I got to share some of this with you because it's so exciting. We just received a $1.2 million donation to expand the U Matter program, which is housed on the St. Petersburg campus, and it's led by a team out of our College of Education. Now, the U Matter program is a program that provides young people with intellectual disabilities the learning and social skills they need to become functional in society and contributing members of society, along with career training to assist them in being competitively employed and living independently. And we're excited about that program just getting launched on this campus with that support from others in the community to do that. And we're very proud to have launched it here, and it will be expanding to the other campuses in USF as well. We also just recently celebrated the opening of the Trafficking in Persons Risk to Resilience Research Lab, or TIP Lab. It is designed to be a research center dedicated to studying the impacts of sexual exploitation of children in Florida, human trafficking. And the research lab is needed because there is nowhere in the state of Florida currently that collects data across the state about human trafficking. And so law enforcement agencies, policymakers, legislators have no way to collect centralized data about where the needs are and then how to address human trafficking in the state of Florida. And I think Florida is the third worst state in terms of the human trafficking population or people that are affected by human trafficking. We're number 3 in the country. We don't want to be number 3 in the country, but we don't have a place to do the research and collect that data. It's going to be here. This is what we're wanting to see happen. We have world-class experts, research professionals, faculty on this campus in this area who are extremely well published and have been doing research in this area for a long time, and they are establishing that center here. Also, just another example of the incredible faculty that we have here. J. Michael Francis, who is the Huff Family Endowed Chair of Florida Studies, was recognized by King Felipe IV of Spain recently for his groundbreaking work on the Spanish roots of early Florida history. Professor Francis was awarded, and I have to read this because it's long, as these awards tend to be, the Officer's Cross Medal and inducted into the Order of Isabella the Catholic by the Spanish ambassador at a reception in Washington, D.C. about 3 weeks ago. I was able to attend that event. And so this is an award on a medal pinned on him from the King of Spain. Let me tell you, you should, if you don't know what La Florida is, you need to go to the website and you need to look at the research being done about the Spanish colonial history of this state. And you will find some interesting information there that you have no idea exist because you weren't taught this in the history books in the state of Florida. This is new research, and it will change those history books in time as students come through studying the history of this state. Also, we have more than 80 first-year students in the Innovation Scholars Career Exploration Program, with over 62 participating organizations in the community supporting that program, including people employed with the City of St. Petersburg, the City Council, the Deputy Mayor's Office, Duke Energy, Johns Hopkins All Children's, and a lot of other organizations that provide mentoring opportunities for first semester, first-year students fresh out of high school to get into those organizations and find out what it's like to be in the workplace in a professional career related to their interest in terms of their major. And we pair those students in their first semester up with those mentors, and they get that opportunity in the community to walk into these locations and find out what the world of work is all about. And of course, some of them are kind of undecided about their major, so they're exploring, and this helps them make decisions about their future major. We are ramping that program up. We are moving to our career services people who take care of this program and make this program work, is developing what's called Innovation Scholars 2.0. And with 2.0, it means that the second semester that these students participate in the Innovation Scholars, they will be able to participate in academies, a professional skills academy that develops competencies in communication, critical thinking, professionalism, teamwork, technology. And so the second semester, they will continue what they started in the first semester by expanding their repertoire of those skills that will make them successful in the workplace. And I've said all along, the goal is to get to a place where every student coming in here as a freshman, first year semester student can participate in this program during their first year. And we're on our way to that, and it's working extremely well. So we're planning to expand that program, of course. And if you have connections or you yourself want to participate as a mentor for these students, let me know. We will definitely get you included. I also want to give you a quick update on our Truth Racial Healing and Transformation Center, TRHT. We started looking at this a little over a year and a half when we formed the Campus Community Task Force on Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity. That group started to meet. And out of the work of that group, and there was a large number of people on that task force from the community and from this campus, agreed that we should create a center that would speak to diversity and equity and help our students have an opportunity to understand those concepts, and people in our community to become better educated on those concepts as well. So it started there. Since then, it has, of course, expanded because we're such a place that believes in partnerships. We partnered with the Foundation for a Healthy St. Pete, who gave us an initial small grant to do planning and put together an application to the American Association of State Colleges and Universities to bring a Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Center to this campus. At the time, there was no such thing in the state of Florida, a TRHT center. There were a couple of dozen of these centers on university campuses in other locations in the country, but this would be the first time in the state of Florida that such a center had come to life. So we applied to bring a TRHT center here, and we included, because of the task force and the members of the task force from the other institutions in Pinellas County, we partnered with Eckerd College, Stetson College, and St. Petersburg College to collaboratively submit the application. So this center will be a collaboration of all 4 higher education institutions in Pinellas County to bring it to life here in Pinellas County for the citizens of this county. We also created a Racial Justice Fellows pilot program, and that program already has 8 students, 2 from each of the campuses, each of the institutions, participating in the Racial Justice Fellows pilot program. They each receive a $2,000 scholarship during this academic year to put them at the center of our efforts to create systemic change, develop a pipeline to become involved in work related to anti-racist policy and movements, and racial healing and transformation. And we'll keep you posted as we move forward. But we understand that AASC&U basically has approved us to move forward with the center, and all 4 institutions are signing a collaboration agreement, an MOU, to work to fund the center, get it operational, get a director in place, and move it forward. And we're excited about that because this will be the center of that for the state of Florida, of course. We also, if you don't know, created a position called the Director of Community Relations, and that position really is designed to even further deepen our relationships with various organizations in the city and the county and surrounding area. It's kind of like a campus concierge, and it is to even go deeper with linking the community and the university together in joint efforts to lift this community and lift this county. Most of you may know Karen Neesmith, and she is the person that has been appointed to that position. And that position is funded and supported by this campus, the Downtown Partnership and Innovation District, and City of St. Petersburg. So all of us came together to create this position called the Director of Community Relations, and Karen is off and running, hit the ground running as our concierge, doing a fantastic job bringing individuals together to learn more about what this campus is and what we have to offer. She does a monthly column in the St. Pete Catalyst. You can Google that, go there, and you can read those columns that she's putting into that. Also, the last couple of things, the Finance Committee of the Board of Trustees this week met, and we're getting a new pool. A little bigger than that. But for 4 years, the students on this campus has made a new wellness facility and pool, including a pool, because our pool's like 80 years old, and pool in the residential area on this campus, and move it there so that they have easy access from all 3 residential halls to a wellness pool facility. And their fees, their own student fees, has gone into the funding for this and been and then we will get that moving so that it's on this campus. We'll have that facility and that pool available to them in 2023 is the plan. And believe me, when our students find out about this, they're going to be ecstatic. You know, before they know. I'm telling you now, but wait until they hear about this. And our marketing communications team are fabulous, and they're going to get the word out pretty soon. Also, our annual giving this year, because of your efforts and people like you and our friends of this campus, our annual giving is on track to be the highest in the history of the USF St. Petersburg campus. We are on track for that. There'll be more information and news coming about that. We're really excited about the friends of this campus who have stuck with us through all kinds of turbulent times, in all kinds of weird situations like a pandemic, but you've stuck with us. And it's making a huge difference on this campus. Now, if we can get behind that center of excellence and get that funded and get that in place, and then go after the other 4 academic clusters where we are and continue to move those forward in the curricular areas, you're going to see a transformation on this campus over the next few years that is going to be astounding. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being here today. Even though I can't see you, I'm glad you're out there, and we're recording this, like we said, for other people who weren't able to make it. And there is a little bit of time if you want to make a comment, ask a question, let Carrie know she's monitoring this, and she will relay this, and we'll just chat for a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tadlock. Yes, if anybody has a question, you're welcome to type it into the chat, and I'll make sure that Dr. Tadlock sees it, or you can simply unmute yourself and ask him your question yourself. I don't think we have any questions.
Well, good. I'm going to go have a non-virtual breakfast because I haven't had it yet. So thank you for joining us, and enjoy a cloudy, kind of drizzly day, I think is what's coming, but it's winter in Florida. It's spectacular. So take care. Bye-bye.